Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we have Apollo, a game inspired by NASA moon missions. This is brought to you by Buffalo Games and Puzzles. It includes actual NASA Gemini and Apollo NASA information from different NASA missions. This game is for 2 to 5 players, ages 12 and up. A cooperative moon mission game. You are go for launch. 1961, President Kennedy challenged the nation to land astronauts on the moon by the end of the decade. Now it's up to you to walk in the footsteps of NASA's pioneers and embark on the mission that made history for all mankind. Play as mission control and astronauts work together and strategize to complete flight stages, overcome obstacles, repair the spacecraft, and keep communication clear. It's the team that determines if the mission succeeds or fails. Prepare for liftoff in T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can play as an astronaut, and you can play as mission control. Choose your mission. Includes 2 mission packs with actual NASA mission facts. There you go. If you have questions about this game or want to watch a how to play video, go to buffalogames.com/Apollo. Getting components, all that stuff like that. And there you go. There's everything that we have about the game. All right, so let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Packed to the gills, it appears. Yep, lots and lots and lots of stuff. So let's start over here. Of course, we always start with the rule book. Instructions, again, watch the video to learn how to play. Again, that's buffalogames.com/Apollo. Your components, all the stuff that you get in the box, nicely laid out, big, bold, and beautiful. Mission objectives, we read that in the back. Nice artwork. Difficulty, we recommend building up your experience by playing the Gemini mission first to learn the mechanics and strategic thinking needed to complete your mission to the moon in the Apollo mission. Okay, getting started. Choose your mission. Open the corresponding mission pack to find the mission's flight stage and experiment cards. There's Gemini mission and Apollo mission, so there's 2. So Gemini is the starter pack, and this is for an experienced crew. Got it. Okay, very cool. Game setup, mission control setup. There's your boards and everything else that you need. All systems go. Mission control is now ready for launch. Now you got the astronaut setup. Flight, you are now all ready for liftoff. Starting the game. The goal of the game. Win the game by working as a team and completing a successful mission. Complete each stage of the mission one at a time and in order. Each stage must be completed before the pawn passes its space on the game board. Complete the required number of experiments before the pawn reaches the last space on the game board, returning to Earth. Splashdown. Says, if either objective is not completed, then it's a failed mission and the game is over. During the mission, the spacecraft will take on damage and obstacles will arise. Work together to resolve these challenges while completing the mission. How to play. You got the roll phase and you have the action phase. Roll phase, determine how many dice to roll. Roll the dice, assign dice to flight damage board. Nice clear diagrams to explain how it all works. Relay damage to mission control. Game tip at the bottom to help you out. Roll phase, earn bonus tokens, start the timer, begin action phase. Then you got the action phase, the astronaut turn. On a turn, what can they do? It tells you here. This phase ends immediately if this happens or if this happens. Astronaut actions, flight control, power distribution, life support. So for flight control, you have to complete that before mission before it passes space in the game board, okay? Or else mission fails. Power distribution, use black dice for. Life support, use yellow dice for. You have experiments to complete, communications, repairing a system, communications, You have mission control actions, tracking missions, using comm tokens, raise alert lights, raise comms down alert, track experiments. Then you have the mission control boards, flight control, life support, experiments, power distribution, and communications. System crisis puzzles, rules for solving a crisis puzzle. How does the game end? The game ends in one of two ways. It's either a mission success or a mission failure. Game difficulty, commander level, expert. During the roll phase, astronauts may not move any 6s to other rows. They stay in their own row and other systems take on full damage. Okay, and that's your commander level. Flight stage card references, yellow, tells you how the dice are used. Apollo mission stage cards, Gemini mission stage cards. And then you have all the good people who brought you this game. Obviously, any questions or anything, go to buffalogames.com. That will help you out as well. And there's nothing on the back. So you got a good, I'd say it's not numbered, but I would say you've got good 14, 15, 16 pages of instructions in the book. One giant leap for mankind. All right, there's your Gemini mission. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 is in the yellow, stage 4, and stage 5, the splashdown. Mission checklist. Flight must complete 2 science experiments and 5 flight stages. So that's your board, that your game board for the first mission. All right, this says flight crew on the back. Comms down alert, amber lights. That's very cool. This thing opens up like so. There you go. And this thing says right in here, mission control. So it's cool. It's almost like if you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, it looks like a shield that the dungeon master uses to hide what he's doing. Okay, that's cool. So that's for mission control. It says mission control must use 1 comm token to share 1 piece of information with astronauts at any time. 1 piece of information to be shared with each token may include color of the dice needed to complete an experiment, total number of dice needed to complete an experiment, number value of each die needed to complete an experiment, the level a system is currently at. For example, flight, be advised your life support is at 2. What system is in crisis? Flight, your power distribution system is in crisis. Or if a system crisis must be addressed or can be ignored. I think all this stuff down here is just, fluff to, give you the feel for it. This is pretty cool. I like this. Over here it says some comm tokens have an icon on the back. These tokens can be used for the following actions. Increase any system track, life support, add a die to astronaut's roll, maximum of 10 dice allowed. Experiment, use a die with the wrong color but correct number to count toward the experiment. During roll phase, apply damage from one system to a different system track. So that's cool. All right, we'll put that over here as well. Ooh, they just popped right out. But you get 4 of these. These are the different crisis puzzles. Not exactly sure how they're utilized, but there are 4. Now again, they pop right out. There you go, nothing on the back and the front. And they're nice quality, and they pop right back in place, obviously. So there you go. So that's one of the puzzles. That's the second puzzle. There's your third puzzle. And your fourth puzzle. So you get 4 of those punch outs right there. Remove all 4 puzzles from board. Got it. Okay. And no, that's not the puzzle. It's just taking them out of there. No. All right, so you got 4 of those. So that's cool too. All right. Now you have this thing here, and this thing is the tracker. You have to flight control, complete flight stages, power distribution, mission control can adjust levels. So again, you got a thing here that slides back and forth right there. Life support, so you got flight control, life support, experiments, communications, and you have power distribution. So when these place experiment card here, this is your mission control board. So you're moving this based on how well they are doing. So if they're doing really well, they're gonna be on this side of the board. If they're starting to fail and hit crisis mode, here's where it is. So I'll put that down here as well. I have a pretty ginormous one here. This is for the second mission, which is the Apollo mission. So there's stage 5 and 4. There's stage 3 is in the middle, and you got, hope you got 8 stages, 7. So one starts on Earth, you take off, you go to stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, and 7, and 8 is the splashdown towards Hawaii. And as you can tell, this is rather large. So I'm not going to keep that open. I'm going to close that up. But that's your second board, and that's for your second mission. So to be successful in the Apollo, again, the Apollo mission, to be successful, you must complete 3 scientific experiments in 8 flight stages. So that's the Apollo mission board. Put that over here as well. So we got lots of stuff here still coming out. This is another part of the board. Nothing on the back. But this here says power distribution, balance system levels. Use black dice for that. Repair power distribution. This is the astronaut control board. Flight control, complete flight stage. Repair flight control. It says dice must be in ascending order, +1 for each die that matches color of first die. Okay. Life support, gain plus or minus tokens. Yellow dice only. Number on die equals number of tokens gained. 1 to 3 tokens, 4 to 5, 6. Black dice only. This is balance. So power distribution. Okay, so we got life support. Repair life support. Dice must be in ascending order, +1 for each die that matches color of first die. Okay, then we have experiments, complete experiments, repair experiments. Dice must be in ascending order, +1 for each die that matches color of first one. Okay. And communications, gain comm tokens, odd number dice only. Number on die equals number of tokens gained. 1, 3, 5, which is the same for the other ones. And then dice must be in ascending order. Same. This is the same down here again. That's for repairing. It's all doing repairs. Repair the power distribution, repair the life support, repair the experiment, and repair of the communication. That you have that as well as the astronauts you use that. And we got some punch outs here with plus signs, minus signs. Again, it's nice thick cardboard, very nice thick cardboard. They pop out and go back as easily as they come out. They go back in. Very cool. All right, these are your plus minus tokens. Again, back has the minus, front has the plus. So I'll put that over here. You have your comm. So these have comm, and some of them have something different on the back. Add 1 die to 1 roll, +1 to any system. Transfer damage from a roll, any colored die. Hi, Rosie. So these are called your comm tokens. Rosie is yelling to say hello to everyone. Again, we have more comm tokens right here. And they have, again, we have 3 up with the 4 up here that have the writing on them. So add 1 die, +1 to any system. Transfer damage from a roll, any color die. Okay, so you got 2 sets of those tokens. You have some more of the plus minus tokens as well. Then you also have up here, let's see what this says. This says mission pawns. Remove each of these 2 pawns from this board and place each into a plastic stand to use in the game. So obviously this is for NASA, the Gemini mission. and this is for the Apollo mission. Okay. Tells you right there what they're for. Okay, excellent. So those are your punch outs. We also have this as well, which is your system, your damage level, your bonus token. So again, dice roll 1 to 6, flight damage board. So flight control, damage level, power distribution, life support, experiments, communications, the dice that you need, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they go into these places here. Bonus tokens get here. So if you do get all 3, get all 5s here, any extra 5. So if you roll, let's say you roll 6, let's say you roll 10 dice, you get 3 here and 3 here, maybe discard the other 2. Not quite sure, we got to read the rules, but that's what I'm saying. So you have to roll 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s. So there it is. So you got system here, the damage level, and the number of tokens. Nothing on the back. All right. Let's put that over here too. So you got a lot of stuff in this game. A lot of stuff you got to keep an eye on. A lot of stuff. Oh, didn't show you that yet. Hold on. So this looks like it says remove all puzzle pieces from the board. Crisis puzzle pieces. So this goes with this, the green board that's down here. These are going to be connectors on some level that you have to replace. So that's what those are for. 6, you need 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 3 6s, 3 5s, 3 4s, 2 6s, 2 5s, 2 4s. I guess that's, I'm assuming that's how it is, but I'm not sure. Okay, pop out very cleanly, really well done, nice and thick. Very cool. That's very cool, actually. Very, very cool. And then here we've got a poster also, okay. What does it say? Artemis, humanity's return to the moon. This time to stay, 2024, nasa.gov/specials/Artemis. Not quite sure what that is, but maybe it's the second part of the game coming up, not sure. So we have game-specific dice. Don't let me take them all out, but obviously they're printed on, very nice. 1d6 have a nice feel to them actually as well. Show you a yellow one, show you a black one. So based on what Mission Control tells you have to do, so for you're going to repair something, maybe you have to roll, 3 to roll black and a yellow one. So that's okay, a 5 and a 1 obviously. But again, you get, looks like you get 6 yellow dice and you get 6 black die for this, which is cool. It's excellent. Put them back in the bag. So there are your dice for the game. You get 12 die. All right. You get your turn token. So whose turn is it? There it is. That's really cool artwork. You got to really like that. I mean, it's the cover of the box, but again, really captures the theme of the whole space exploration and everything. That's very cool. You also have some cards. Again, I'll open those up off camera, so that's why if I slice my finger, no one needs to see that. So here's, these are all right. These are Crisis Comms, Crisis Experiments, Flight Control, Life Support, and Power Distribution. So let's start Power Distribution. So these are Crisis Power Distribution. So you got your Crisis cards, okay? So this one says Crisis, an astronaut may not use more than 1 plus or minus token on their turn. Astronauts affected. Crisis, decrease the flight control track -1 on each roll. Mission failure after 2 action phases. Mission control is affected. Crisis, power distribution. Crisis, decrease power distribution track -1 on each roll. Mission failure after 2 action phases. Mission control is affected. Crisis, system failure. Mission control must complete a crisis puzzle before astronauts can complete any action. That affects the astronauts. So all the cards are kind of the same as you see. It's got the title, it tells you what the problem is and who it affects. So you got that. So there you go. That is your power distribution crisis cards. You also have the same thing for flight control. I'll read a couple of these. Can only assign 1 die per action. Mission failure after 3 action phases, and it affects the astronaut. So again, it's the same thing. Title, the crisis situation, and who it affects. And those are for your flight control. Then again, we have also for your life support. Again, title, crisis, and who it affects. So let's take a look at this one. It says, crisis. During roll phase, players must re-roll any dice numbered 1 and 3 1 time. Mission failure after 2 action phases. So you have all those. All right. That was for life support. Now this one here is for crisis experiments. So again, title, the crisis itself, and who is affected by it. So it's crisis. Each experiment action now costs 2 dice of the same number to move the marker 1 space. And affects mission control. Let's read another one. Crisis experiment again. Crisis. At the end of each round, reduce active experiment minus 1 die. Affects mission control. So there you go. So these are things that are going to pop up randomly throughout the game. And crisis and comms. Crisis. Decrease the experiment's track minus 1 on each roll, and mission controls is affected. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe you got 5 for each of the different areas. Okay, so there you go. That's your crisis deck. When you're playing a game, you probably don't want too many of those popping up. You also have some tokens here, or not tokens, but some player pieces. You got one black one that looks like this. You got one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red ones that look like this. Not exactly sure what those are used for. It looks like you have some stands. You got 2 gray stands there. I'm assuming those are for the mission ones that we had, the Gemini and the Gemini, and one for the Apollo mission. The trackers that go in these spaces. I'm assuming they go in these spaces. That's what these gray ones are for. Okay. You also get these. So these are pretty cool. These are also the things that get popped into here, and they're part of the sliders. Not sure how to do it, so I'm not going to just force them in there. But I'm assuming it goes in, and this is what slides back and forth. I'm assuming that's the way you do it. It connects on somehow, and then you put it in there. I'm not sure how to do it, so I'm not going to try to force it in here or show you how to do it, but that's those things. So you have 6 areas, or 5 areas of need, and there are your 5 sliders for that in the bag for them. You also get your comms down. You get your alert. You get your alert. So you get 3 alert triggers, and you get a comms down trigger. That's cool. And last but not least, you have your 2 bags that have your Apollo program. So these are your 2 mission packs. One mission pack is your Apollo Moon mission pack, and the other is your starter mission pack for the Gemini. Okay, so let's take a look at this real quick. Pop it open. It's resealable, which is always very, very cool. So inside your Gemini, which is your starter pack, you get these cards that are in there. So we'll take a look at these first. Experiment Gemini, collect 3 ones. Then flip it over. The results. Bioassay of body fluids experiment. This experiment obtained data to study the effect of space flight on several of the systems of the human body by measuring alterations in body chemistry. You get, if you're successful, you get plus 2 calm tokens, plus minus tokens. Collect 4 2s. Nuclear emulsion experiment. Okay. Experiment, again, this is all for the Gemini. Collect 3 3s. Gemini, collect 5 4s. Collect 4 5s. Collect 6 4s. Collect 5 3s. Collect 2. So again, each one's going to tell you what it's used for on the back. Okay, again, back to this one, collect one, for just checking fluids. There you go. Now, we also got these cards here as well. So it says mission complete, stage 5, stage 4, stage 3, stage 2, stage 1. So these are what you, in the order of which you've got to accomplish on your mission. So stage 1, launch. Flip over this card to begin mission. The Gemini program paved the way for the Apollo mission of landing humans on the moon. Stage 2, maneuver the vessel. All have to use all the same color dice. Manually fire the engines to change course for rendezvous with the unmanned Gemini agent target vehicle, GATV, orbiting the Earth. Stage 3, rendezvous and dock with target vehicle. Top use yellow dice, bottom use the black die. Maneuver Gemini vessel with engine burns to manually dock and unlock the target vehicle. This is an essential element for the mission to the moon. Stage 4, re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. All same color dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you need. Fire engines one last time to enter Earth's atmosphere at the precise angle for a successful splashdown. There you go. And the last stage is to Gemini crew must meet these system levels upon splashdown for a successful completion of the mission. Life support must be above 2. Flight control must be above 3. Experiments must be above 3. Maintain system while parachutes are deployed to safely land the capsule in the ocean where the astronauts are picked up by a recovery ship and you have been saved. Excellent. So that's your adventure for your starter mission pack. That's fantastic. And that goes right in here in your mission pack for that's for the Gemini mission. And then the last one, which is for the larger board, which is the Apollo NASA moon mission. Again, there's information on the front and the back, so this is what you're required to do, and then the back tells you what the results are of that. So real quick, collect 4 ones. I'll flip that over real quick. So 5-band transponder experiment. This experiment measured regional variations in the moon's gravitational acceleration. Flight reward, you get 4 comm tokens for that. Collect 3 2s, collect 4 3s, collect 5 4s, collect 3 5s, collect 5 6s, collect 3 1s. X-ray fluorescent spectrometer experiment. This experiment measured the composition of the lunar surface. For this, if you are successful, you get 2 comm tokens, 1 plus or minus token. Collect 5 2s, collect 4 3s, collect 5 4s. So you get the general just 3 6s, collect 4 1s, and there you go. And that's all the cards that you get there for Apollo. So you get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. There's 12 things you have to accomplish on those cards. Then you have your pictures of the stages. There's your stage. So you get your stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6, stage 7, stage 8. So stage 1, you flip it over, tells you what you have to accomplish. Launch. Flip over this card to begin the mission. All right, so that's nothing much to do there by just flipping over cards. So here it goes, stage 2. Ignite rocket to set course for moon. All the same color dice. It says after firing and jettisoning 2 of the 3 Saturn V rockets, reignite 3rd stage rocket to set moon trajectory. Stage 3, rearranging vessels, separate from Saturn V. Enter moon orbit, separate vehicles. Descent maneuvers, land on lunar surface. Lift off from moon surface, dock with the command module orbiting moon. Re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. And mission complete. For it to be complete, Apollo crew must meet these system levels upon splashdown for a successful completion of the mission. Life support must be above 2, flight control must be above 3, experiments must be above 3. Maintain systems while parachutes are deployed to safely land the capsule in the ocean where the astronauts are picked up by a recovery ship. And there you have it. So that's everything that's included in your Apollo mission pack, which is right here. A lot of stuff in this game. A lot of stuff. This up here so you can see everything. All that stuff. This as well. So this is everything that's included and concludes the this unboxing of Apollo, a game inspired by NASA moon missions. Brought to you by Buffalo Games and Puzzles. Once again, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed this unboxing, please hit the like button. And of course, you can leave a comment below. We love to read what you're thinking. Of course, you can always hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as when we release any new additional materials. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.